Let's just cut to the chase. The president of the United States is a coward who is Vladimir Putin's puppet. And the vice president of the United States is a pogue and a coward who is Donald Trump's puppet. And so what we just witnessed was a meeting in the Oval Office between two cowardly puppets and a hero. And whether you voted for these puppets or not, just as an American, as a fellow American, it's just embarrassing that the only hero in the Oval Office, the only decent human being for that matter, is the Ukrainian. I mean, this administration is going to go down as an embarrassment to American history.
Congressman, I wonder if you think that President Zelensky could have handled it differently, the way that some of his European counterparts and Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer did, and perhaps been more deferential to Trump and Vance.
Deferential to what? Deferential to a president who allowed a deal in his first term to crumble because Putin just violated it? Deferential to a vice president who didn't even bother to visit Ukraine? I hardly know anyone in Congress who has any view on national security who hasn't been to Ukraine during this war. Deferential to a draft dodger who's our commander-in-chief? Zelensky doesn't deserve to be deferential to anyone in that Oval Office. In fact, I kind of wish he'd put them in their place a little bit stronger. I mean, this is just truly, truly embarrassing. And the vast majority of my Republican colleagues in Congress completely agree with me. They know the truth here. They're just too scared to say it themselves.
Congressman, I do wonder how you would react to the suggestion by J.D. Vance that there was a lot of chest thumping and harsh words for Putin in the last administration, but not enough action. Do you think that the Biden administration should have provided Ukraine with stronger weapons sooner in order to prevent where we are right now?
Look, I have been a fair critic of both Democrats and Republicans and a critic of some aspects of how Biden handled this war. And yes, I think that he should have given them more weapons faster. But the idea that Vance and Trump, who are literally sucking up to a dictator, who want Putin apparently to win this war, the idea that they would criticize Biden, I mean, that's real rich. That's real rich.
Where do you think this goes from here, Congressman? Do you think U.S. aid to Ukraine is immediately at risk?
It's unquestionably at risk. I mean, everything we stand for as Americans, the very fundamental value of freedom, is at risk with what these two are doing.